Hello and welcome to another edition of the C Squared Podcast. This is your host, Curtis, with my co-host, Aaliyah. And we are here with Adrienne Cowan, our very, very, very special guest. And we are here to talk to her today about different aspects of promotion, marketing, and all sorts of stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope it's going to be a great chat. So first of all, thank you, Adrienne, for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. This is a subject I'm very nerdy about, and I'm really excited to talk with you guys about it.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. So Aaliyah's going to start off with the first question.
Great. Well, Adrienne, I am a fan and I'm familiar with you and I love your work. But for our listeners who are not so familiar, could you give us a brief introduction of who you are and what you do in the realms of metal?
Sure. I am a vocalist, songwriter, and orchestrator, keyboardist. I mostly create with my band Seven Spires, but I also sing for Avantasia, and I sing and play keyboards for Winds of Plague, and I sing for Sasha Payet's Masters of Ceremony. Yeah.
And that's it. That's a lot on your plate.
Yeah. I also make YouTube videos sometimes, with all that spare time I have.
I wanted to do a quick follow-up on that, just in regards to how much you got on your plate. Like, how do you schedule it all out so that way you're not going crazy?
Let me show you something. This is my November, and it's like every single day I have to write down which specific tasks I'm going to do. Otherwise, things will just fall through the cracks and it won't get done. And I have basically until next September planned out. So I know I'm going to be away on these days, and before that tour starts, I know I need a week of rehearsals before that. So like, I know when I'll be away, so that means I know when I'll be at home to do my Twitch streams and do my other arrangements and sleep, self-care stuff and things like that. So it's really all about planning very far in advance. Yeah.
Do you do it all on paper, out of curiosity?
Yeah, honestly, I've tried to do like Google Calendars, the one on the iPhone, and it works, but I grew up having like pen and paper agendas at school, and that's what works for me. Yeah. Also, am I allowed to swear? I'm trying to watch.
You can swear all you want.
Thanks.
Yeah, no stress about that.
Okay. Like, try to keep it clean. It's so hard. But yeah, pen and paper has always worked best. And
Cool.
I have stuff dating back to like 2006, just agendas and agenda. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Follow up, Aaliyah.
I can sympathize. I feel like it's really hard for me to connect with a digital planner. So writing things down is definitely something I prefer. But yeah, feel free to cuss like a sailor as it's appropriate.
Okay. I will.
Congratulations on the recent release of Gods of Debauchery back in September. Excellent album.
Very much.
And I wanted to ask you, how did you feel the promotion of this album was different from your previous albums? Like, what did you do differently this time around?
This is a good question. The first thing that comes to mind is I feel like there were a lot more interviews that were lined up, and that was very cool. It was different because all of us individually had put in a lot of work since our last releases, but I think having this is a hard question because I'm not sure what Frontiers did behind the scenes, besides like I've noticed that our YouTube videos have more hits, and I don't know if there's like some kind of like promotion behind that. I know that we grew. I know that I really pushed myself to stay relevant and stay active on social media throughout the last couple of years, despite not being able to tour. So I know that probably has at least something to do with it. But yeah, we really had to try to be engaging in new and creative ways. One of them is that we tried to be more active with our online community, especially on Discord and our Facebook fan group. So we were able to mobilize our fan bases when it was time to make the algorithm do its thing. And like I've talked to them like on video calls and stuff, big group calls like a here's how it works. It really helps if you share within the first hour, if you comment nice stuff, if you even talking about like if you see mean comments, you don't have to write something rude back to them. You can just say more nice stuff. Um, trying to like, I don't know,
So
guide.
did you educate your fan base on that to help them help you, sort of?
Yeah, and it's never like, all right, guys, here's what I want you to do, but like they will actively ask like, how can we help you? Because yeah, I don't know if other artists do this, but yeah, we and I really try to be as transparent as possible. Um, I think there's no point in hiding anything, and I think they like to be involved as much as they can be. And you know, the music is important to them, but I think when they have more of a like they put in work as well, when there's success they're able to share in that on a more personal level, and I think that's really special, and it's something that we can all kind of celebrate together. Yeah.
For sure. It makes them feel like they're part of your success in a more
Yeah,
tangible way.
and they absolutely are. So so yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Curtis, do you have follow-up on that?
Not
Okay.
on that question. My follow-up is going to be on a later question, so I'm going to wait till you get to it.
Okay. Okay. Adrienne, I know there's been a lot of talk amongst some underground bands, and I'm not sure if it's made it up all the way up to like signed bands and such, but there's a lot of talk about Facebook being obsolete or not making sense. Do you feel like your Facebook group is still working for you?
I would say that the Facebook group is a different demographic than the people that I talk to every day on Discord. I would say that it's an older generation, and the interactions are different. It's, you know, Facebook, it's like posts and comments, and then on Discord, it's like everyone's personality, everyone talking at once. And so there's more of a community there, whereas like, I don't know, the Facebook group, it works for what it is. And I, it's not what it used to be. I don't mean our Facebook group, but I mean Facebook in general isn't what it used to be. And I'm not sure if like labels and other people, you know, higher up than like the bands, I don't know if they have caught on to that yet. I don't know if they view it that way yet. I know that stuff like TikTok is super important for young music consumers, but
Sure.
again, I just don't know if the olds have caught on yet.
Right.
So
Right. Well, they're not probably not going to. So it's like that sort of concept of analyzing who is your target fan base, who likes your genre, and where are they.
yeah,
So not every formula works for every band.
absolutely. And again, like Facebook is still it's significant enough that I pay attention to it and try to like post at the right times, post the kind of content that people write, try to put like any external links in the comments rather than in the post, stuff like that. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You do what you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking on this subject of who does your mixing, you work with Sasha Pace,
Mhm.
and I was just wondering how you connected with him initially for the first album that he mixed for you guys.
Okay, yeah. So he's done all three of our albums and also our baby EP from when I was like 18 and everyone else was younger. So,
That's
um,
crazy.
yeah. So he had worked on obviously like all the Camelot albums and you know the Rhapsody albums, Epica, like all of these fucking bands that are like in the genre that I wanted to work in. Um, my I feel that our the space that we reside in within the metal realm is a little different than we had initially thought that it would be, and that's great and wonderful, and I'm glad that we grew. But Sasha was the first choice because he did all these symphonic metal records, and I saw his name on every single album that I liked, and I was like, man, I gotta get this motherfucker. So I honestly just found his email address and emailed him. It was like, it would be an honor if you would grace our record with your magic. I think that's exactly what I said. It was something like kind of corny like that. And I sent him a couple of our demos. And he told me later that it was the song The Cabaret of Dreams that was like I haven't ever heard, he said he hadn't heard anything like that in metal before. I don't think we're the first band to ever do something like that, but I guess it was the first time he heard that. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I heard that song, I think it was the first song of yours that stuck out to me as well. It's definitely a distinctly pretty unique song, so it
Thanks.
makes sense.
It's full of character, and yeah. Yeah.
So do you how I will ask it this way. How do you feel like working with Sasha has affected your career overall in Seven Spires?
I mean, I would say it's been incredibly positive. In early days, it helped so much to have him work with us because when you're a new young band, it's very hard to get people to even give you a chance unless they're already inclined to listen to underground bands. But in a community like Prog Power USA, you have people that know who Sasha Payet is, and they're like, "Damn, you worked with that guy? All right, I'll check it out. Hell yeah!" And from then, you have like the early adapters who will like come to your shows locally, and then you have the people at Prog Power. Well, we had the people at Prog Power that were like, "This bitch can sing, okay," uh, and this guy can really play. Great. So yeah, having him early on really helped get some traction, I guess. And as our working relationship grew, he became a great friend of ours, and he
connected you with the Avantasia as well, right?
Yep, that was I was about to say that, but you asked specifically about how he helped Spires. It's all kind of connected though, because like if someone in Spires does well in one of their other bands, then like fans from over there will come and see us, and maybe they stick around, maybe they don't, but yeah, he's the reason I got into Avantasia, and
yeah,
I'm just very happy that we work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it also connects to Seven Spires because you said that you got Roy Khan's email from him.
That's correct. Yep. Yeah,
And
Sasha seems to know everybody, and sometimes all you have to do is ask.
yep. And I was just listening to you on Pedro's show talking about your interaction and working with Roy Khan, who is a god of power metal. And I wanted to ask you, how did you formulate that message, that email? What did it contain? What made it a successful pitch for a collaboration, in your opinion?
I love the way you've asked this. Thank you. Honestly, it was similar to the kind of thing that I wrote to Sasha. At first, it was like, I almost hate to say it like this because it's not about the formula. It's about being genuine, and it's not about like flattery, but it was like, hi, you've been a massive inspiration to me. So first of all, thank you very much. It was also, the subject was from a friend of Sasha Payet, so that he would know that it's not just some random ass person. It also said, I got your email from Sasha. I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm sorry. Please excuse my insolence, basically. But I have this song. It's about this. Are you able to do guest vocals? If so, would you be interested, and what's your rate? Just like, so that he knows, like, I'm willing to pay. I respect your time and your effort. And then, because I'm a fucking fangirl, I was like, by the way, here's my cover of Forever that I did a long time ago. You've inspired me since I was 16. Yeah, basically, I was as real as I could possibly be. I said, thank you. I said, here's how I know you. And I respect you on a professional level. Also, I really tried to make sure that I wasn't creepy. I don't ever want to come off like a creepy fan or like inappropriate in any way, because I just like as a singer, wow, that's the only kind of thing I ever want to give off to any other artist. So yeah.
And I assume did you send a demo of the song as well?
Yes.
Like to show if this is done. It's like it's for real.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and I said Sasha's gonna mix it. So
Sorry if you heard that.
no worries, no worries. Yeah, I let him know that Sasha would mix it, so it was like I just tried to make it as comfortable already of an experience, something familiar that would be fine. And I'm a really big fan of the whole just send the email thing. Sometimes people just send me the email, and it comes off in a way that's like, I know you're just trying to use my name or you're just trying to use me, and it makes me angry. So I really try to not word things that way when I'm the one just sending the email, basically. And when I get someone who sent me the email and they've worded it well, I will be like, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate that you thought of me. I'm currently not able to do this, but if you would like a recommendation for someone else, please let me know, and I can try to help you find somebody." But yeah, sometimes it's like sometimes people don't do a good job just sending the email, and it's like, how dare you? How dare you speak to me like this?
Well,
It's a joke.
right. I mean, you being in the position that you are gives you that perspective as well. Just thinking, but it is really just think about how you would like to be spoken to,
Absolutely,
ultimately.
yeah. Yeah. And just so we're clear, like that was a joke. I don't actually think how dare you. It's like
Well,
you had put a little bit more effort into this, like learning how to spell my name.
right.
I might take you a little bit more seriously, but it's just like small mistakes that indicate a lack of professionalism, basically. It
Yeah.
makes me less inclined to work with other people. And that's it.
Let me ask you one quick question just as a follow-up on that. So what do you, can you give an example of like a band that has reached out to you, a person that has reached out to you, that if you're comfortable with it, that you thought was the right way to do it?
Yeah. Usually the people that I say yes to are other artists that I already admire, or um they're like friends of friends, and they come at a recommendation from my friend, or from Frontiers. Those are the types of things that I have done most recently. In the past, it's hard to give a good answer because I was also looking for work a lot, and now I'm not allowed to take on as much work as I used to, basically.
Yeah.
Um, so,
So,
and I
so
think I don't know if that's the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I cut
Oh,
you off.
I don't know if this is the case for other people like at my level where I don't know if they're bound to a contract or not. Um, but the other thing that I also have to consider is like I've done a lot of session work in the past and a lot of guest appearances, and now I have to think about my future and how can I say? I'm really trying to get as far as I can, and if I get super far, will I have watered down my brand with things that aren't as relevant to what I'm trying to present as possible? You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
saying anything bad about anyone else's work or the way they approach things. All I mean is I have a very specific way that I like to present myself.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't line up with that, I have to weigh like, is it worth it for some other reason? What am I getting beyond money, basically?
Yeah.
So,
It's like
yeah.
keep in line with the image and where you want to be is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, the image and like the contents of the lyrics and like do I want to paint myself like here I am in yet another symphonic metal atmosphere, or is it a black metal band that wants me to do something, and then that's like hell yeah, I want to do more black metal. Like,
Yeah.
can I please do this thing? It's not relevant to anything else I've done yet. And
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it. Aaliyah, you want to go on the next one?
Yes, I will. You mentioned your Camelot cover, and you're talking about black metal. So let's talk about your viral
oh god.
YouTube cover. And I know it can be a bit of a double-edged sword. So talk about your experience with doing that cover, and maybe how it translated. Did those 1.3 million views translate into fans of your band? What did it look like?
Is it really 1.3 million by now? Damn. Okay, well, when I filmed it, I was like, this is an easy song. I'm just gonna shit this out so I can be like, look, I can do extreme vocals. Haha, I like black metal. I did not expect it to do what it did. And it was very cool at first. And then I started reading comments and I got inundated with like messages and stuff. This was at a point where I was like smaller and I would read every single comment, every single message that came into my inbox. And there were a lot of nice ones, but there are a lot of mean ones. You know, the proportion of like nice to mean comments stays the same, but like there's just more of it, which means there's just more mean stuff. And that was really damaging for, well, that has the potential to be really damaging. And I am very sensitive and had some issues that I had not yet worked through. So all of my negative self-talk was externalized, and I would see these people say these things and, oh my God, I was right about myself. I'm the worst ever, and I'm ugly, and I can't scream, and you know, all this stuff. The other thing was, yes, our numbers did increase, and that was very cool. And usually, even on Patreon, when I have like new people that like join my voice chats or whatever, they'll be like, I found you through your Serpentine offering cover. I'm like, I'm so glad you're here. And we'll get people at shows that are like, I found you through Adrienne's YouTube page, and that's all wonderful. The thing that was especially hard was I felt like people would only love me if I made symphonic black metal. And so then we put out Emerald Seas, and I was like so worried because it wasn't Dimmu Borgir Mark II. It was an emotional record full of melodies. And I was really afraid of what would happen when people's expectations of me weren't met, even though I was being myself, as I have always done. Yeah, I don't know if that's the answer you were looking for, but there it is.
I'm looking for whatever you have to say, honestly. Yeah, I get that. You also mentioned not wanting to be seen as a covers person, and you want people to
Damn, you've really done your research. Holy shit.
recognize the work that you've done, your creative babies, you know. I do know I actually just listened to your Interstellar orchestral cover, not cover, but arrangement. And I noticed you've been starting to do those a little bit more lately. Yeah.
Yeah. When I have time.
Yeah. So regarding your orchestral composition skill sets, you went to Berkeley for orchestral composition, correct? Or you studied it there?
Yeah. Yep.
How do you feel that helped you compared to somebody who is learning that on their own independently?
I really don't know, because I feel like the information is out there if you know how to find it. Anybody can go and buy the study of orchestration. Anybody can go and buy the same textbooks and stuff that I have. It really did help to have feedback from teachers that were very knowledgeable on the subject, and I could go and ask, like, what do you think about this? What could I do better here? I learn well with getting feedback like that, but I mean, sometimes the teachers, I had to drop out in certain cases, just wasn't the right fit, and that's okay. I want to think about what I'm about to say so I don't say anything bad or incorrect or something that I don't mean. Going to Berkeley for any reason, you will get out of it what you put into it. And if you're someone that can afford to go and are willing to put in the work, I feel like you will get a really, really good outcome. And if you're someone that can learn well on your own, and you want to take like an online course, or you want to find out what the textbooks are, and you have the time and dedication to just learn it on your own, fucking great. Don't spend the money, please. Fuck. It's so expensive. But yeah, I think that's what I have to say about that.
Curtis, did you have a follow-up to anything we talked about earlier?
No, not yet. I don't think you haven't gotten to the question I want to do the follow-up, so I'm waiting.
My last question I have written down is asking about the tools that she uses for composing.
Then maybe I somehow misheard, because what I wanted to ask her about was sales. If
ask about that,
okay,
then.
talking about sales, are you okay with that?
Me?
Yeah.
You can ask. I don't necessarily have all of the information because
Sure.
I hate money. I don't want to touch it. I just hate it. But I can do my best.
Cool. Well,
I
I was
look
just
at Spotify numbers.
you do look
Mhm.
okay, cool. Well, maybe my question will tailor more into that than on your answer or something like that. But how much do you guys put into trying to drive physical sales versus Spotify sales, or not sales, but streams rather?
I think that's something that Frontiers worries about more than us.
Fair.
The thing that I really try to push as far as physical mediums is vinyl, because of course, yeah, people are gonna buy the CD, but like vinyl's special and it's also more expensive. It's a collector's item, and I think it's just a little bit cooler than having a CD. I don't really know why CDs are still a thing. So okay, yeah, buy our album, but like when I say that, I mean like buy it in whatever medium you see fit, because I
Mhm.
just want you to have it and I want you to be part of our community, our family, more than I care about you owning the piece of plastic,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Yep.
Because also, okay, yes, it is important because then, label has to recoup their costs and stuff like that, but I really value people being invested beyond buying the stupid CD,
Fair.
because that will keep these people who are actually invested will stick around longer than somebody that picks up a CD and then like at the merch table and then forgets about us forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I do try to like post nice, or like anytime someone's like, I got my merch bundle in the mail and it contains a CD. Yeah, I'm gonna repost that because that's cool. And if someone has like their vinyl shrine and it contains our gold album, then fucking great. Wonderful. Thank you. Do you let me ask you guys. I mean, like, do you hear about artists promoting their physical sales very often, or is it kind of the
Yeah.
same approach?
It depends upon the artist, right? Like, I mean, it totally depends, kind of like what you're saying, right? So some artists prefer to push physical over digital because they just like it and they grew up with it. Others hate it.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't,
I will say, like, I have like a giant collection of CDs and I have a growing collection of vinyl. I do like physical. Um, I just think like at this point, if you buy a CD, it's because you want it, you want something that we've signed, and then that's like the thing to get signed.
yeah, I can see that viewpoint. There's differing thoughts on it, and I kind of have the same one that you do, if I'm being, but because you can listen to everything digitally, and it's just like you got
Yeah.
the thing, right? But some people love
I'm
CD.
the only one in their 30s.
Yeah.
I have the CD.
Okay. Hey, right on. I have it too.
I have a CD player in my car, and I actually specifically chose my car because it had a CD player in it, which I know is so weird, but
No, that makes sense because I don't have a CD drive in my computer. In my laptop, I I don't have a CD player in my room. I don't drive, but if I did, that would be the only place that I would play CDs. I had a CD player when I was in high school, and I would like play full albums every morning as I would get ready for school, and that was great.
Yeah.
But I have Spotify. Unfortunately, I hate that for me as an artist, but like the fan in me is like, this is great. Like unlimited like finished mellow death
Yep.
for
And
the month,
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's just a certain demographic of people that like to get their CDs or like to get their vinyl. And I know with vinyl, even like a lot of people don't even listen to their vinyl. They just have it to collect it because they might not have a record player. Like I don't have a record player. If I did, then maybe I would buy vinyl, but I'm not the type of person to buy things just to collect it. So
That's fair. Yeah.
It depends upon the person.
I do have a question though, because I noticed that your physical merch, like your t-shirts and such, are sold through your website, correct?
That's right. Yep.
So you do that all independently from the label?
Yeah. I think in some cases, there are some contracts where like the label will take like the album design shirt and they will sell that one. And I think that might be the case. That might have been the case with our previous album. I don't even really remember, but merch is the way we've been able to make any money, especially in the last couple of years. So yeah, we do everything pretty independently. We actually, the volume of orders has been so high that we had to start outsourcing people to help us with it, because like Pete's been running the online store for us for the last however many years, and he's like, I don't play bass anymore. All I do is mail shirts and do my day job at my label. So yeah, we're working on having again another independent like fan run merch store in Europe, because like the shipping costs are just ridiculous. And that law kicked in like a week after we announced our pre-orders. So it was like, I wish that we had set that up so long ago, but there was no way we could have known. So people are like, first of all, the shipping takes fucking ages. So like this guy in Norway who like really supports us got his pre-order package like last week, a month later. And that, you know, is no fault of ours. We did our best, but it was like, and he probably paid again as much just for the import costs. And it's like, for fuck's sake, there has to be a better way. So anyway, that is a rant, and I'm so sorry. But I feel like everybody's kind of like trying to find solutions for this at the moment.
100%. Aaliyah, do you got time for us to a little bit longer? Or?
Yeah, I have an hour for lunch, so.
Okay, cool. I got one last question myself. I know you're down to your last one, but it's just
I might have some extras after that one. That's written down.
Okay, cool. My follow-up, Adrienne, is earlier you said you think, maybe I'm misquoting you, but let me make sure I got it right. Something to the effect of like, you feel like the CD or the physical item is something that you can use to keep people around later. I think that's what you said. So how do you keep people around later, if you get what I mean? That's my curiosity point.
I really encourage people to join our community, because hang on, the brain is buffering.
No worries.
I feel like in the past years, not the last couple of years, but before that, you know, I went to music school full time for 6 years, three different schools, and it's like they teach you like, oh, run contests on social media, you know, do this trick and that other one weird tip, and it's like you can do these things, and it is fun to have this sort of interaction, but what people really want is genuine artist to fan connection and fan to fan connection and friendships and genuine experiences. And I think if there's any way to offer that, then that's what you should do if you want to keep people around. Aside from, of course, creating the best possible quality product, music that you can. I mean, our jobs as songwriters are to create an emotional state change.
Yeah.
And people come to us for that and to be entertained. And so, I mean, how else can we offer that? Well, we can make your day if you come hang out with us for like a couple hours on Saturdays, and we can play Among Us together, or something like that. And yeah, I think I don't know if people realize the value of time. Like it's such a finite resource for everyone. And if you give someone even an hour, like that could make such a huge difference for them. Yep, so yep. Yeah. So that's how I like to keep people around, I guess.
Well,
Hey,
let me ask you this. How do you get the balance between keeping them around without letting them get too intrusive on your time?
I mean, it's just so like on Patreon, I have a schedule of like on Saturdays we do this, on Sundays we do this. If you're in my Discord, please do not direct message me unless I direct message you, because otherwise I will have an influx of messages and I will be uncomfortable in this space. So if you would like to keep this what it is, then I need you to respect my boundaries. And they've all basically been awesome about it. So yeah, yeah,
Easy. Okay. A
yeah.
lot easier than I thought. Cool.
Yeah, you just have to say like, I will be available here at this time if you would like to be there with me. Please, I would love to see you. I am not available during these other times.
People like a
Because
line.
yeah. And if you're like, I'm not available because I'm busy making music, they're like, fuck yeah, we will not bother you because we want you to make music so we can listen to it. So yeah. Some people are not respectful, but those people are not in like the Discord community. These people are usually on Instagram stealing my photos and putting them on their like sexy women of metal,
Yeah.
the hottest females ever, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I got one final question. Like, no, I already said my final question, but one last one is, how do you keep the Patreon going on a routine basis so that way it doesn't get stale or anything like that?
In the last days of the month, I'll plan what I'm gonna do for the next month, and I try to ask them like, what kind of stuff do you want? I figured out that they just like it's so nice to spend time together and like play games and stuff. People really just want to unwind and like, oh, kitty. Um, People just want to unwind and like be around like-minded people. So I try to find out what they value the most and then schedule that in. And I can't. It's like somewhere between a part-time and a full-time job for me. So I give it like a lot of my fucking hours. Um, and yeah, I I really I. The question was, how do I keep it from getting stale? I
Yeah.
have to believe that me being there with them is enough, that they won't leave. And that's hard, but it is what it is. And it seems to be enough for most people. So, yeah.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that you keep it pretty diverse too. I mean, you did the K-pop symphonic metal
Oh,
cover,
yeah.
and you're doing orchestral symphonic metal arrangements of movie scores. Like, there's so much out there that we can connect with fans on, that we love, that they love, and um, yeah. So I think that you do a really good job of just bridging that and doing all kinds of stuff, a diverse assortment of things.
Thank you
As a
so
fan.
much.
Yeah.
On that note, like the more time I spend with these people, these wonderful people that I'm so grateful that they are in my life, the more time I spend with these people, the more I find out that we have a lot of things in common beyond liking metal. So it's like if I make a Lord of the Rings thing, I know that's gonna hit like 90% of them. They're gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, we love Lord of the." It's like it's one more thing that I know we will all be happy about together. So, um, yeah, the K-pop thing, it was unexpected, but I was happy that people liked it. This Lord of the Rings thing, somebody asked for it actually last month in a voice chat. They were like, "We really want you to do Home is Behind," and I was like, "All right, I can do that." So that's what I'm working on this month.
Oh
Yeah,
boy, I'm excited for that.
yeah, me too. I noticed actually a lot of my fans are like really smart and sad, and Interstellar is definitely a movie for smart and sad people, so, and lonely people, I think. Um,
Mm.
I noticed that a lot of my fan base struggles with this like perpetual feelings of loneliness, and yeah. So anything that I like that makes me feel a little less lonely, I'm pretty sure they're all gonna like too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Curtis is telling me that we have to wrap, I think.
Okay.
Yep. I had some more questions for you, but I'll have to wait. Thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. It's an honor to speak with you. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say to our listeners before we close this episode?
I hope that it wasn't so revealing that the magic is lost. Thank you very much for having me. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's I feel like not like I've revealed my secrets, but like I feel like this was just such a raw conversation. It was thank you for the opportunity to talk about this stuff. And to your listeners, thanks for listening. I appreciate that.
And thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
and for everyone, until next time, make like a bull and throw those horns up.